We are live, but it, oh. Okay, 7:30.
Good.
Yes.
All right. Got everybody here. Yep. Good evening, everyone. This is the June 9th, 2026 Planning Board meeting for the Village of Warwick. First thing we'll do is stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Jesse Gallo,
Here.
Brian Barber is absent. Vanessa Holland is absent. Scott Brown,
Here.
Bill Olson,
I'm here.
and Matthew LaPinto.
Here.
So, first thing I'll read is, please note for the record that alternate member Matthew LaPinto is participating pursuant to 24-5 of the Village Code. And then next on the agenda is acceptance of the meeting minutes from May 12th, 2026.
Move to accept the minutes. Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. The only application on the agenda tonight is 30 Brady Road. If you'd like to the table. Alright, so I think it's been several months since we've been here last. If you want to just
Speak up, please.
Just so we can hear
Yeah,
you.
why don't you move closer to the table? Because I don't
So
want
it's been several months since we've been here last.
Thank you.
So, we got architectural review approval.
Yep.
So now we're back in front of the planning board. We're gonna be back in front of the village board on Monday at 7:30. And at that meeting, they requested just to go over a summary of what's been done, where we stand with the planning board. And from my understanding is that they're gonna seek to get maybe even together with you guys, a public hearing, instead of having two with the village board and one with the planning board.
Combined
You know,
one.
so they'll do a combined one with,
Both.
if possible, or just have one with you guys. So that's where we stand right now.
And we've received documents from other agencies, correct?
Yes, yep, and they all were submitted back in the middle part of May. So we got, yeah, the no impact from SHPO. Yeah, so that was the big one that we were waiting for.
Liz, do you want to go over your comments?
Sure. Okay. So I'll just go to the new stuff. Comment 4, 6/9/2026, we declared our intent to be lead agency on February 12th, 2026. We did not receive any objection. The plan and the village board acknowledged that we would serve as lead agency. It's now appropriate for you to assume lead agency. I do note a typo. I said conduct a type 2. To be clear, that is a part 2 of the form, not a type 2. You can adopt a motion today to assume lead agency for the purposes of seeker. I've reviewed Keith Woodruff. You turned into Sean Hoffman, Keith. I'm really sorry. And I agree with his comments. I did, previous versions of my memo had contained references to additional requirements in 145-127 relative to multiple residences. Most of those requirements, I've removed them from my memo because they apply only when there's a multi-building, multiple residents and not a single structure as proposed here. Just to be clear, the application throughout should be treated as multiple residents as defined by your village code. There was an email from the building inspector dated February 25th, 2026 with that interpretation. So we had some back and forth whether it's apartments, multiple residents. It's the same use group. There are some specific standards that are outlined in my memo. I think the applicant is on his way to that. The board will need to make findings. Those two standards are multiple residents shall be constructed to resemble single-family dwelling. Multiple residents shall be consistent with the character of the immediate surrounding neighborhood. Comment 8, the bulk requirements should be modified to remove reference to note 1, which does not apply to use group G. That was relative to, and then it appears the proposed porch may encroach in the front yard. Applicant provide dimensions to verify or in the alternative seek an area variance from the zoning board of appeals as to that encroachment.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
There really is, there's a porch here, there's a porch here, but there is no porch across the front.
So there's nothing here.
Right.
Correct.
Is there a roof line though?
There's a roof overhang. I can show you that.
So I would recommend, because I'm looking down, I would recommend you get an interpretation from Boris on that issue. I'm not trying to send you to the zoning board of appeals, I just,
I'm gonna move the whole house. I'm not going to the zoning board of appeals, just so you know.
I want to identify it now.
That seems fair. But I'll move the entire house before I go to the zoning board. I think it'll be faster.
I don't disagree with you on that statement. Other than,
Sorry, take me a second. So it's just a roof overhang.
okay. So either you have 3 choices.
Okay.
Ask for Boris for an interpretation that doesn't require a variance. Go get a variance or modify the house.
We'll go to Boris first.
Okay.
Boris is a good start. Assuming that, you can, again, recommended action, you can assume lead agency status for purposes of seeker. To just address the public hearing, I did have a call with the village attorney's office today regarding coordination between the village board and the planning board. Right now, technically, the process would be 2 public hearings. You can have a joint public hearing. My understanding, speaking with Kristen, is that efforts are underway to try to accomplish a joint public hearing. So what I would recommend, unless Keith disagrees, I think the plans are far enough along for public hearing purposes. That we would we're gonna do it 2 ways to cover ourselves. I would recommend setting a public hearing, a joint public hearing with the village board. It would be 6/14, which is July 14th, which is our regular meeting time. But because of the number of bodies, Kristen has secured town hall to do that. Because you won't fit 2 boards, let alone the public, in this room. That would be one very tight dais. So what I'm suggesting is we make a resolution in the alternative, set a joint public hearing, but should the village board decide not to hold their public hearing, we can hold ours. We would proceed with a unified singular public hearing on the 14th. Does that make sense?
Still at town hall?
At this point, if we've got the room, I don't want to have any cross wires. Like, once I release public notice, I don't recommend changing it. If we haven't released public notice, we can have that discussion briefly. But again, I don't want to change it after I release public notice.
We do have the room?
Yes,
Okay.
I called them today,
Oh, okay.
and
To the-
I've reserved the room.
Okay.
Alright, so.
Would we know on Monday if they wanted to do a
Yes.
joint? Okay.
So that was part of the plan, is because if they make their resolution on Monday, I can release it on Tuesday, and there's still enough time to notice the hearing.
Okay.
Perfect.
Are there chances that the village board would waive a public hearing for the village board?
I don't think they have that authority,
Okay.
but I don't, that's up to the village attorney. We did discuss it, so, and we undertook those efforts to set
Okay.
up a joint. So I have every expectation the village board is going to hold a joint. I can't speak for them, and I
Okay.
can't guarantee that they'll take that action.
Okay.
Let's go back to first things first, Jesse, if you're ready. I'll move that we assume lead agency for secret purposes.
It's a type 2, you said?
No, it's an unlisted.
Unlisted.
I said
All right.
part two. That's
I read
why.
it
See,
again.
It's unlisted, right?
Alright.
it's not unlisted. It's
Is there-
not a nice try.
I
It's not
second
a-
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
lead agency.
Who made the motion, Scott?
Yes.
Who made the second?
Bill.
Bill,
Okay, thank you.
and then with regard to the public hearing, I'll move that we schedule a public hearing for July 14 at Town Hall. And if the town board wishes, I mean, the village board wishes to make that a joint public hearing.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Keith, did you want to go over your?
Yeah, I can go through them. So the first comment is basically what Liz kind of referred to as far as the multiple residence versus apartments. So it's just changing the nomenclature on the plans.
That's right.
A copy of the survey that was provided was missing the title block and other certification information.
Okay, I
It
can
was
get all
just
that
the-
from-
Yeah,
Okay, I can get that from Bobby.
that's more of a formality. Should submit additional elevations so that the board can kind of see all four sides of the building, especially for the public hearing, just so that, you know, any kind of opposition from the neighbors, they can kind of see what the building's gonna look like from the other adjacent areas.
Elevations or renderings of four sides?
It's up to the board if, how they wanna refer it. I would say elevations should be sufficient since the renderings is what was approved by the AHDRB. There's no real requirement per se, but that could be incorporated into your design, or your decision on the application.
Yeah,
I would anticipate neighbors on Robert Drive may come and want to have more information about what their backyard is gonna look like.
It's all done, it's just a matter of including it. so-
Yeah, I think I would suggest being prepared to
Yeah. We're prepared.
address what that,
Okay.
We're prepared.
what the rear side impact
We
is.
could have brought it to that.
Particularly here, we might have more planting back there.
Yes, okay.
Whatever the plan is.
Is it difficult to have both elevations and the renderings?
That's what we're doing anyway.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it.
Just do both.
Yeah, it's there.
The next one was the landscaping, should have some additional information about the height of the plantings, the types of plantings, as much information as possible. I would recommend that that be provided for the public hearing, because that's gonna help kind of screen the parking as well as the building itself. The construction details for the dumpster enclosure should provide an impermeable floor material of concrete. It just doesn't really call out anything.
Okay.
So just something to kind of keep any of that stuff, the details on that last sheet.
Yeah, Keith, before you go on the dumpster that we have there, obviously you're
Okay.
showing kind of like the small individual containers for, I guess, trash and recycling, not a dumpster itself.
Typically, these are more movable and don't require the big, heavy, loud machine.
Yeah, I'm questioning
Is that
if someone's
4
gonna
in the
be
morning?
responsible to drag these things to the street side every week for emptying in, back in, so it's more mechanical, obviously, that someone's gonna be responsible to bring them there, because the truck isn't gonna come on your property to empty either the trash or the recycling.
Correct.
So there's gonna be some labor involved with that versus a dumpster. Your private garbage could drive on the property and empty the dumpster.
Amy and Dennis, do you have any thoughts on that?
We're gonna have to move the garbage cans, or we can hire a private guy and then we need a bigger thing. I think we just move the garbage cans. I think I pay Karen $20 to move the garbage cans.
Instead of a dumpster.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You're still gonna have to do recycling, because the
Right.
recycling company
Yeah.
cannot then come on your
Right.
property
Yeah.
and empty
I
anything.
would recommend just leaving it like this.
Yes.
If the board's okay with leaving
We're gonna
with-
leave it and I'm gonna pay somebody to move it.
It's quieter, because that machine.
Oh, I don't
comes at
disagree.
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm saying, make sure you know the logistics
Yeah,
of getting
that-
them back
fair
and
enough.
forth. Sorry, Keith.
Nope, that's fine. So to that point, I would say just whatever you guys decide on, put a note on the plans, kind of detailing what the end result's going to be, just so that
Okay.
we can
Yep.
memorialize that decision.
Okay.
Okay.
The site plan should provide grading of the building and the parking areas to ensure handicap accessibility from the parking space to the first floor entrances. as much information as you can, spot grades, contours. I don't think there's a first floor elevation on the
Okay.
building, just some additional design information on that.
Okay, not a problem.
Additional soil erosion control measures such as silt fence should be provided to ensure demolition and construction associated with the project does not negatively impact the adjoining properties. There is some silt fence shown, but I think there should be some more, especially on the back side of the property. I know it kind of drains away, but, you know, I just hate to see contractors typically take these plans and start construction and they only put the one piece of silt fence
Yeah.
in per the
Okay,
plans. So,
all right, that's not a problem.
and then provide dimensions of the proposed parking area, including the striped parking spaces. So just detail what the widths are. Just
All right, so I have them here. You want something more than that? I have 9 by 18 parking spaces. 8
Yeah,
of
it's
them.
more of what the width is of the
Oh,
access
oh,
aisle.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so you know, just some more information
Okay,
down
okay.
there.
Okay. Okay, that's not an issue.
And that's all I got.
I would recommend, for public hearing timing purposes, the submission date is the 23rd. I would ask any revisions be in by the 23rd so that they can be seen by the public. If there's a timing issue, it would just mean we'd have to keep the public hearing open. Okay, so we just,
So we have to just submit everything?
yeah,
prior
the
to-
revisions, my memo, his memo, it's more Keith's stuff. But just have those in by the 23rd so that they're readily available for the
Okay.
public.
Okay,
There's nothing like having a public hearing and then
Yep.
plans change, so I'd have to leave it open.
okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Everything been discussed?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. So at this point, I will prepare a public notice, but I'm gonna hedge, normally I'd get it to you this week. I'm gonna hold off until Monday so I know which type of notice to give you guys. And then I'll give you instructions about, the mailing and Kristen takes care of the publication.
Okay, but we'll have to send, we certify mail to the
Yeah.
neighbors, right? Okay,
Yeah. I'll give you all that instruction in my email.
okay.
All right, so that's it for tonight.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
Thank you.
I have a couple,
Thank
so
you.
I always look it up because I usually forget. Or I switch them.
Yeah.
One's 500, one's 300, one's. So just remind me, let's check in on the 16th, what happened.
Is there anything to discuss before adjournment? I could have a motion to adjourn.
First. I'll first.
Second? All right, all in favor?
Second was Bell.
Scott.
No, second.
Scott, sorry.
You didn't ask anybody opposed.
I heard everyone's voice.